Uh-oh, we are leaking a little bit of oil. Hey, tubers! Welcome back for another adventure. You are looking at the Mint 1985 TRX250 that needs to get put together and get out of this garage. I really need to make a space to work, especially when it's raining out like today. This winter, I picked up a supposed Mint Honda TRX250 motor, and what was slowing me down is these bolts were removed. Anyway, you can't get this off without dropping the entire transmission in there, and it does seem to shift if you just kind of shift it. It seems to do okay. And I wouldn't believe it would do that if, once again, one slid that out and, like a, slid all the guts into the box. And then, you're going to work your way back in. No way. Especially with a couple of the spacers and so forth, right? They would just fall down and bind everything up. So I'm going to overlook this part, right? We're going to say the transmission is still Mint. But I never cold started this engine. We checked the compression and the compression was good. There was no oil in it, so I put oil into it. They actually had some decent oil at a decent price at Walmart, so smash some of this right into it. It's full. And now it's time to give it whatever else it needs to get started. So let's start out with the carburetor. If you're trying to start an unknown engine, you always want to be reliable when it comes to carburation, and for me the PZ27 is as reliable as they come. I made a flange, 1-inch pipe plug, right, copper plate, drill holes, and you got your flange. Made it to that is the throttle off of a Honda 110, ATC 110. So we got the carburation nailed down. Next comes ignition. So this whole mess is a little sketchy. We got the jump box. You can see it's hooked up to the starter, right? Red goes to my portable CDI box, and it's hooked up to the blue and yellow. You can see ground. That way the pulse generator is grounded into the CDI box. I got my extra ground here. My really sketchy gas situation. Carburetor on choke. Ignition on. By the way, this is a cold start. I love it when they start on the first try, right? So I have a tendency to set up the camera. As a matter of fact, hang on a second. Let me get the tripod. That way I could show this a little better. I'm going to try to shift it into gear. So I'm probably going to go for this kind of image. Then you could see the exhaust right there. And you could see the smoke and you could see it all. Anyway, let me get a tripod. Okay, I think you guys could see everything you want to see. Once again, cold start. Ignition on, choke on. All that looks good. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, I kind of reached around back over here. You give this a little pull, which allows you to go from neutral into reverse. I wanted to do that to make sure that was all good. I cannot see a single reason not to just smash this engine right on that TRX 250 frame. I'm just going through it, right? Why wouldn't I use this engine, right? There's no cracks in the case. I deliberately set it up on this thing here so I could keep an eye. Uh-oh, we are leaking a little bit of oil here. 1, 2, that doesn't look right. This is where the oil filter goes, and to me it doesn't look like there's a gasket there, though I seem to be, oh, I'm watching it. Yeah, I just saw something drip. Oh, okay, I guess I am seeing a reason why this might not want to get into another machine up front. Boy, that's one of those, how does one say, crappy surprises. Anyway, here, let's pop this off and see what's going on. So, I thought the engine was fine. Now, I'm beginning to think not so much. This is where the oil filter is. It's pressurized. You can see it pushes oil up to the head, and it's pushing oil out. That's the good thing about this particular container. It captures it, but I'm not happy to see that. Anyway, let's get this off and see what's going on. If there's supposed to be a gasket there, it's missing. Hopefully it's only that. Could anybody see anything wrong? SAE hardware on a metric machine. God, I really hate that. Alright, so the way this oiling system works is spring goes there, pushes the oil filter up against here. You see the O-ring, right? Oil forces its way from around here through the filter, and it comes out of that little hole there, and that little hole there presses up against the block. See what's missing? So I need to come up with an O-ring. So I maintain an O-ring assortment. Let's hope one of these fits. No, a little smaller than that. Anyway, I'm going to dig through. I'll show you what I find. So it looks like the 10 by 2.5 millimeters is about the best. The 10 by 2 millimeters really didn't stick out quite enough. I think that'll seal nicely. I'm going for it. Okay, I got it all cleaned up. They drilled and tapped this one up a size, so I can't swap that out to another metric. Anyway, let's get this thing fired up, see how she does. Alright, I think I got her all set. I put more gas in it. Choke on. CDI box on. Turn the key. Looks good. You guys don't see any more oil leakage, do you? Does the camera work? Okay, I'm happy now. The rain is just starting to come in again, so I'll get to get cleaned up. And this motor is ready to pop right onto that TRX250. I'd like to say that I got a Mint motor for a Mint machine. I think this thing is just going to be absolutely perfect on there. Yeah, I gotta clean up the Valdez oil spill here, and I think we'll be good. Anyway, in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, sometimes you could take junk and make a decent engine stand. This tray came off the bottom of an air conditioning unit, whole house air conditioning unit, the compressor, so to speak. And the nice thing about this is it's kind of got little trays, which is handy. And like, I got that oil leak, and rather than dump it all over the ground, it kept it contained for me, which obviously makes me happy. You guys know I like to keep oil off the ground. So that's all good stuff. The motor's, you know, pretty stable in here, right? We started it up. It didn't fall overboard. Kind of important. Also, dumb little things like the wrench. So I'm kind of happy with this setup. It's also a good height for me, right? This is just slightly higher than my waist, so I'm able to work on it, you know, without leaning down or leaning up. Yeah, I like that. I like that. This used to be for a generator, I think. I just bought the rack. And then you could see I put the wheels and the spacers to get it up a little higher, right? So it would be at a decent height to work at. And it, you know, rolls, you know, pretty easy. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Anyway, I want to thank you all to drop by. I'd like to thank you all for dropping by to watch and comment and subscribe. Please remember to keep your feet down, your heads up, and get out and enjoy each and every day. Bye now.